Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is qualifying for race number 2 in the 2020 NOFSRL Haas IndyCar Series. We are here on the NOFSRL channel, and we will be bringing you qualifying sessions all season long for the Haas IndyCar Series. Every race will have a qualifying session for the first time ever in the Haas IndyCar Series, because when it comes to these road courses, we're here at the Lime Rock Park. Qualifying and where you start means so much to how well you finish, and especially at this road course in particular. This is most likely the most difficult place to make a pass of any road course we go to all season long in the Haas IndyCar Series. So it's going to be interesting to see who ends up winning this poll, because odds are they're going to get a pretty good finish tomorrow in the Grand Prix of Lime Rock, 6 p.m. Eastern Time on Napa Fan. Going to be a great one here, I should say, for the first road course of the season, right after the Indy 250. Of course, Nicholas Samedeo winning that race on Sunday, a huge victory for him and the whole Chip Ganassi Racing organization. Logan Williams, the owner of this team, got John Andrews as their first driver out on the racetrack. This is a 1.53 mile road course in, I believe, Lakeville, Connecticut. And it's a pretty small road course, the smallest road course we go to all season, but definitely very interesting. And already somebody with an issue. That is Thomas Troxel, who overshot one of the corners. You can't go too fast here. It's considered a bit of a bull ring road course. Very tight corners, and there's not much space to make passes, which is partly why passing is so difficult here. A lot like Monaco, you don't really get much speed at this racetrack to be able to make those passes. But we're going to see how John Andrews sets the bar. It's going to be one 10-minute session for each of the races this season. We don't have any unsure drivers or anything like that, so it is just one strict session, which makes it very nice. John Andrews, 46.549. That's the time that he's going to set, and we'll have to see how that compares to other drivers here in this session. Drivers who are returning to the Haas IndyCar Series, who unfortunately failed to qualify last week. Christian Master in the 59. He will be back, and he will race the entirety of the rest of the season here in the Haas IndyCar Series, so he's still, very well inside the championship run. I think it helps out that the Indy 250 is the first race of the season, because even if you fail to qualify, you still have 15 races to gain points on everybody. And it also helps that the Indy 250 was not a double points race as well. So guys like Christian Master, Mason Brown, Josh King, they're going to definitely gain, some considerable amount of points throughout the season. They're far from being out of the championship hunt just because they failed to qualify for the first race of the season. There is Josh King there in the number 18. He had a heartbreaking moment there in the Indy 250. Of course, lost out on the Indy 250 by 1/1000th of a second. And I mentioned, there's like a bull ring road course. You're coming out into the pit lane, odds are you're going to get into somebody or be really close to somebody during this qualifying session, because they're all over the place here, and not much room to spread out. Fastest driver, number 79 of Chase Harris for Otter Island Motorsports, and he ran his first career Napa Fan start in the Indy 250, and there he is. Pretty solid time, 46.071. Nathan Stapleton, fresh off a Hertz Dash Series victory yesterday, is second quickest in the number 34. And are we surprised to see Mr. Edge himself, Indy 250 winner? Well, he was third, but then we had a couple other guys come into the picture. Owen Miles going to second, Audra Baranowskis, and Christian Master. Master definitely wants to rebound after failing to qualify for the Indy 250, and that's a good starting position. But Stapleton's going to take it right back from everybody. And Stapleton in the number 34, looking to go 2 in a row. Somebody just went off the track. It was, in fact, Stapleton, and that's the thing. These guys are really pushing it there. Off of turn number 1, sometimes they just overshoot the corner, and when they're in qualifying trim like this, sometimes they just can't figure it out. It's going to be definitely a big story throughout the entire weekend here at the Lime Rock Park, definitely throughout the entire race, and we saw it right there. Our fastest guy, our pole sitter, Nathan Stapleton, overshooting the corner. But how about American Autosport? Owen Miles is third, Nathan Stapleton with the fastest time, and even though he wrecked in this session, that time will stand. Wrecks pretty much don't mean anything when it comes to qualifying in a Napa Fan Series. Of course, they mean something in the race because it's the race, and if you wreck, you fall behind. And there is damage, so keep that in mind. Chase Harris is still second. Then it's Owen Miles, Audra Baranowskis, Thomas Lipscomb, who also had such a heartbreaking moment in the Indy 250. Just ran out of gas. He just pushed it a little too hard, trying to win his first career Napa Fan race, and just did not have enough in the tank to make it to the end. Currently 5th quickest right now. Number 39 of Tristan Allen with a great run in the Hamill Autosport machine. Then the 8 machine of Mitchell Collins, who was involved in an accident in the Indy 250. Tough break for him in that one. Noah Clifton, his teammate Christian Master, and then 19 of Garrett Zenor rounding out the top 10. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't think Garrett Zenor was winning before. Matt Dalio, Matt Tuck, John Andrews, and Angel Olvera, the guys who have won here before. So we got 2 guys who have won this race before in this race, Matt Tuck and John Andrews. Watch out for them in tomorrow's race. We'll see where they currently stand here in qualifying. Matt Tuck is 23rd and John Andrews is 22nd. That's not the best of times, not the best of places to be starting here at Lime Rock Park. It will be interesting to see how it all goes down. One more thing I'd like to mention. This is the first time that we're using the road course setup on these cars since the 2017 Haas IndyCar Series. So it's been a couple of years since these guys have raced this configuration of car, but in 2018, we didn't have any paint schemes for the road course cars because then we still used an entire field of real-life cars. And in 2019, the mod could not handle road course cars for some reason. I don't know why. It's still a big mystery to me. But in this new mod 2019 version, it works just fine, which is why we have road course cars back in the Haas IndyCar Series. And they look great on the road courses. Let me tell you that much. It's what it's supposed to look like. Look at that closing right there. If someone comes down the pit lane, and we will have pit stops in tomorrow's race. These guys, they come off that corner really fast, and they could rear-end somebody trying to come down the pit lane. I think it might be a race of attrition tomorrow. Obviously, we've already seen a few guys go off the race course here in qualifying. These guys have to be careful not to overshoot that corner. Dale Lightning just moved up to 7th. Great starting position for him, and Garrett Zenor also improved his time. And Troxel has finally clocked a time in at 16th. A lot better than what he initially had, which was essentially no time. Last driver who did fail to qualify for the Indy 250 was Mason Brown in number 37, who's been doing a great job in the Hers Dash Series. Had a pretty good run at Kansas yesterday over there. And unfortunately, he failed to qualify for his first ever Indianapolis start, but like I mentioned, along with Josh King and Christian Master, he'll be racing the rest of the season here in the Haas IndyCar Series, the rest of the 15-race schedule, I should say rest of the 16-race schedule if you count the Indy 250, 16-race schedule here for the Haas IndyCar Series, so definitely looking forward to see Mason Brown this season and what he can do for Hair Gel Autosport. That team did not get off on the right foot at all. Only 2 total points in the Owners' Championship. Obviously, Mitchell Collins wrecked out in the Indy 250, I should say, and Mason Brown failed to qualify. So, Brown's currently 22nd. Not a bad run at all for him. But the man of the hour here in qualifying for the Grand Prix of Lime Rock at the Lime Rock Park is Nathan Stapleton in the number 34 for American Autosport. Solid run for this team. Chase Harris, a great run, and Thomas Troxel. I think Troxel's going to be one of the strongest guys this entire season. I have a feeling his sophomore year, Seidel was in his sophomore year last year when he won the championship. Troxel's a solid driver, he's been around a while. He knows what he's doing. 4th quickest right now for Troxel here in qualifying. Now 3rd quickest. Improved his time that last lap. That Eel Racing team definitely has a strong number 17. His teammate, Peyton Hamilton, she is currently 28th right now. And one driver has actually failed to get a time in yet, is Cole Speed. Not entirely sure what the deal is with him. He's still on the pit lane. But that's not looking too good for Cole Speed. They've got a problem or something on that race car, and if they have not gone out now and gotten a time in, which it doesn't look like they have even started a time yet in this race, or in this qualifying session, odds are he's not going to get a time in. Tough break there for Cole Speed, rookie driver to Napa Fan. Looks like he'll be starting in the rear for tomorrow's race. We'll have to see what Troxel can do here. He's across the line once again. Doesn't look like he improved his time. Marty Johnson, however, improved his time. And American Autosport and Otter Island Motorsports, both of their drivers inside the top 5 with Troxel there in 4th. So Johnson in 3rd in the 75. Chase Harris, his teammate, will be starting second most likely, and then Nathan Stapleton in the 34, the only driver under 46 seconds here in the Lime Rock qualifying in the Haas IndyCar Series 2020 season. Senor moved up to 6th. Of course, we know Senor is a very strong competitor here in the Haas IndyCar Series. Started on the pole for the Indianapolis 250. Audra Baranowskis as well. We know she's a strong competitor in this series. Dale Lightning had a great run in the Indianapolis 250 and even finished the race even though he flipped in the Indy 250. He only finished one lap down. He was actually the first driver a lap down in the Indy 250. And all things considered, he had a pretty decent run. So, I mean, he's definitely coming off strong after flipping in the field. Currently 10th fastest right now here in qualifying. Thomas Lipscomb, his teammate, which I actually got confused. I thought Lightning was in the 7 for a moment. I don't know why. Lipscomb, who had heartbreak in the Indy 250, ran out of gas near the end. Currently 8th fastest. Tristan Allen there in 9th. It's looking like that's how it's going to be. Pole sitter will, in fact, be Nathan Stapleton in the number 34. He's got the fastest time here at Lime Rock in qualifying, and he will be leading us to the green flag tomorrow in the second race of the season. There is how they will line up for the first road course of the season. Nathan Stapleton, Chase Harris, Marty Johnson, Thomas Troxel, Owen Miles. The top 5, Garrett Tenor, Audra Baranowskis, Thomas Lipscomb, Tristan Allen, and Dale Lightning. The top 10, Lipscomb and Allen tied. Allen will have the tiebreaker on him since Allen is 4th in the championship standings coming into this race, and Lipscomb is outside the top 5. I know that much. Take a look and see if there are any other ties, and Cole Speed was the driver who failed to clock in a time. However, he will still start for tomorrow's race in the 30th position. Tough break there for Cole Speed, but it's still early on in the season, getting all the bugs worked out here in the Haas IndyCar Series for these guys, and now that the excitement of the Indy 250 is over, it's now time to focus on the rest of the season, and that'll definitely make things interesting here in the next 15 races. That's how they're going to line up, with the one exception of Lipscomb and Allen. Those guys will swap positions as Allen has more points than Thomas Lipscomb coming into today's event. Thank you guys so much for watching. Congratulations, Nathan Stapleton, your pole sitter for the Grand Prix of Lime Rock, the second race of the season in the 2020 Haas IndyCar Series. And I'll see you guys tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Time over on NAPAFan for the Grand Prix of Lime Rock. Should be a good one here in Connecticut. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys later.